Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial of Electro swing dancing. So in this one I'm going to cover some arm movements that we can do because I've been getting a few people asking about those. So whilst you're doing your feet movements like running man or V-step and stuff, so these are some of the arm movements you can add into it. So I'll cover a few here and then I'll do some more in another video. So here's a preview of a few of them. Okay, so for this one, we want to be spinning our arms at the elbows, right? But also there's a bit of at the shoulders, so you have to loosen your shoulders and your elbows. And just allow the momentum of your arm to basically carry it over. Just let it spin, just relax. And then try the same with the other arm as well. And you can spin, try practicing spinning in both ways, do it separately. And then you can make them flow one from the other. So as you're spinning one, and then as you finish in one, as it gets to the middle, you transfer that kind of momentum into the other arm. And then have it go there, and then it goes back, and then goes to that arm again. And you're kind of making this kind of wavy motion that with having the arms just transferring this kind of momentum to each other. Okay. It'll take some time to get used to it. You have to really get used to doing it quite a lot, so then your arms actually feel really relaxed when you're doing it, and they kind of just spin on their own almost, and your joints become really flexible. Then you can try to do like this with both at the same time, so it looks quite nice as well when you do it. You can spin them either the same way, like this, and then change direction. So you bring them in the middle and outwards, then in the middle again, then outwards like that when you do them simultaneously. Okay, and then you can also spin them in sort of opposite directions. Well, I say opposite, in this case it's actually, so in the previous case they were actually mirror images of each other, whilst in this one they're both spinning in the same direction, but because they are different arms, so you would end up with them in different positions. So one of them ends up at the top, one at the bottom, and then you go back and spin the other way. Okay, now this other one is fairly easy. You have to be doing the flowing motion with your hands, and you do them at the same time like this. Okay? You have to really get your wrists to be flexible to do that wavy motion. Okay? And you're doing them at the same time, sort of mirror images of each other, like sort of a helical kind of shape. And then you can go forwards and backwards the other way as well. Okay, now for this one, you have to really get your shoulders to relax and just, it'll take time to actually master it, because your joints will be quite stiff at the beginning, so you have to do loads of practicing on this, and eventually your joints, like your shoulder joints and your elbows, they all will become much more flexible, but the shoulder flexibility is very important for this one, so keep doing loads of practicing on this. And you do these kind of rigid motions, and at the same time, you're moving your head as well, left and right. So the muscles of your head is another one, which is going to feel really tricky at first. Okay, but the more you do it, the more your muscles of the head become kind of more in your control. So at first you'd feel like, how do I move my head in this direction? Because you're kind of like shifting it. But the more you practice it, the more your head muscles will actually move your head left and right. So you just have to keep doing it, and it'll hurt at first, but you'll get used to it eventually. And then you do this kind of motion both with the head and with the arms. And you can try the wavy motion as well, so you can add that same wavy motion we did with that movement, but you will do that also here. And you make sure your shoulders are really kind of, your shoulders are moving around the joints, it's like you're making full use of them, like this. Okay, so, and just do this kind of wavy motion. Just, you can practice one arm at a time if you want, or you can do both at the same time. And then at some point, like once it reaches the end, you kind of tighten the muscles in your arms, and just, you make them do this kind of rigid motion, and then you relax them again, and then again rigid motion. It's like, it depends on the rhythm of the song, like depending on what part of the song, like during the beat, for example, you can actually do tighten it and make it rigid, and then you relax it again. So, it's all about balance, sort of when you relax your muscles, they become really smooth and flowy like a wave, and then when you do them rigid, when you kind of tense them up just for a brief second, they kind of do that kind of rigid motion at the joints. Okay, so just keep practicing. This is the kind of stuff which is very heavily dependent on your muscle memory, so it's kind of easy motion to understand, but in the beginning it will not look good at all. So you just have to keep doing it so that your muscles, they become really flexible and just really used to the motion, and eventually it will actually flow really well. Okay, so thanks for watching, and see you guys in another tutorial. Bye bye.